These are the great wing shooting destinations of the world, steeped in tradition, offering the pinnacle of shotgun sport. Tour the planet with us.
More than anything else, it's being there that makes a wing shooting adventure special. Time spent in the field with good friends and good dogs. Throw in the opportunity to take a few birds. It's the wing shooter's perfect day of field.
Wow.
For centuries, that experience, that hunting heritage, has brought and kept families together. Sharing each other's company in the blind or field, relishing in each other's successes, is the foundation of family life for outdoor folk.
Just coming up on our 3rd birthday.
Chris Batha is walking the fields with Bob Ellis. Bob is hunting with his sons at the Highland Hills Ranch in Central Oregon.
Well, this is wonderful, and I'd read a lot about Highland Hills Ranch. I read a lot of this magazines like Shooting Sportsman's and all those, and nothing but good things have been said about Highland Hills Ranch, so I just told the boys we ought to try that. And
You guys ready to go?
absolutely.
All right, we're ready. Dogs are ready.
I'm glad we did, obviously. It's been a lot of fun. Last night was great at dinner and at breakfast, and people are good, and we just having a great time.
It's a great feeling, and it's nice that we make time to do this with our busy schedules. And if it weren't for Dad, we wouldn't be here shooting, because Mike and I both work and have young children, and he's made it possible for us to get together. And we did this a lot when we were younger, and it gets harder and harder as you get older, so it's nice.
Hello, fishing boat! Nice shot.
You know, that's the first one you've whistled 3 bars at Dixie on. You just walk through it, it's just beautiful, you know.
Okay.
What a way to spend the
I
day.
hit that black
Makes you glad to
paper
be
sound
alive.
like a covey getting up. I went like this a couple of times.
There's one right in front of you. Right in front of you.
Chuckers!
Woo!
Oh, checkers?
Yeah,
My
chuckers,
goodness.
big covey.
Nice shot,
Look
nice
at them
shot.
fly on.
I saw them. I never saw so many birds.
That was, what, 8?
Did we get one? Hey, way to go, Mike. Mike!
Good shot. Nice shot.
Oh, yeah! Well done, Mike.
Way to go.
My dad is now retired, so he's discovered the internet. And through the internet and the magazines he gets at home, the game magazines, he researched this place, made some phone calls, and we decided this would be the place to be.
Mike, you're getting to be quite a chucker killer, man. You've just been
You know
looking at them all day long.
Well, I was impressed with when you get a covey rise of 15, 20 birds like that, is that it's picking one out. You know, you get eyes get pulled in all directions, so that's pretty impressive shooting.
You think you block shoot, it just doesn't.
Yeah, you just shoot shoot fresh air instead of birds. Yeah, that's the secret. Lock on to one and keep on it.
Way to lock on.
Come on.
All right. See if we can find some more.
Yeah, see if we can't find the same covey. They drop back in a little further along.
How many birds did you think that was?
Oh, there were at least 20 in that ride.
Really?
Yeah.
You could see them right when they got it in.
They're right here.
Yeah. They ran out of cover. Oh, right there, right there.
Quill. Oh, what a second barrel, Mike. Way to go. Way to go, Mikey. That's a great shot.
Way to go, Mike.
I don't know who was more surprised, you or the quail. Great second barrel shot, you know, for a long passing shot, 35 yards, you know, you're not going to shoot much better than that.
All right.
Oh, lovely retrieve.
Let's see the bird.
Hey. he fell in the...
This is a female valley quail, and pretty nice little bird. They have a lot of white on their bellies, and they're kind of a silver gray in color. Beautiful bird.
That's a rooster, a chucker, and a valley quail. You just got to get a hunt and you've done the Grand Slam.
Yep, you're almost there. Let's see if we can find some.
That dog's looking really birdy. Oh, here we go.
They say a day spent in the field is a free day, one that's not counted against the tally of a hunter's life, one they can never take away.
Anyway,
I can't reload that.
that's okay. Well, a great quail though.
If that's the case, then a day in the field with family is that much better. Bob Ellis and his sons are at Central Oregon's Highland Hills Ranch, one of the best hunting resorts in the country.
Dad, I'll take the crate.
Sharing shots, birds, and most importantly, family time together.
It's great because we never get to see each other like this, where we're not with a spouse or kids. So when we were younger, we used to go on trips like this, and so to be together at this stage of our lives is really a neat deal.
Oh, behind us! Oh, all right. Good job, Annie. Nice bird. Really. All right.
And are there any feathers left?
Yep. Nice tail shot. No tail feathers.
All right.
But a nice bird. Nice and heavy. Just the way we like it.
Woo!
All right. Good job,
All right.
buddy.
Good job, dogs.
Let's see what else we can flush out of this one.
Dad put the trip together. Like I said earlier, it got us together, and we try to do a trip once a year and have a good hunting experience, and this has definitely been it thus far.
Get ready. There you go. Take it. Woohoo!
Annie, back.
I missed it.
Okay, Jake. Here.
For somebody only shoots 2 or 3 times a year, Mike. Yeah, pretty dead-eye dick. Straight shooting.
Nice
Well
job.
done. Woo. That was a pretty bird
We knew
against
it
that
was there,
position.
and we still were surprised.
Yeah, well, they get making a lot of noise. That is a,
Nice bird.
that is a gorgeous bird. Look at the purple in colour in that feather there. That's just stunning. That's a nice shot.
Thank you.
This is what they're looking for, the Milo. They come in, they're all in here feeding.
Yep.
Yeah. They're looking for lunch. That is so pretty. Look at the colour and light in those birds. Yep. Let's go see if we can find that hun for you.
Let's do it. Yeah,
Finish
let's
your
do it.
Grand Slam off.
All right.
You're under a little pressure. We got about 30 minutes before lunch.
Where the hun's gonna be?
He's been shooting good, and I'm really proud of him because he hadn't shot a lot, especially the last few years. You know, he's tried to start a business and raise a family, and he plays a little golf at home, and sometimes we only play golf once a week, or even less, and so there's not much time to go quail hunting, and that's the only one reason I like to bring them on a deal like this is that they just take off 4 or 5 days and we can be together and do some shooting, hunting, and it's a lot of fun.
The dog work was amazing. These dogs, they stay tight, they find birds, they retrieve in places that I couldn't even think they could get to. And the guides are excellent. Rick's a great guide and would tell us where to be and what to expect, and he was pretty right on every time. It's excellent hunting. This morning we went out and saw every species of bird they had and had shots at it and actually killed all 4 species.
When you think about the hunting experience, a lot of people think it's just about, you know, the bag, how many birds you're going to kill, but I think it's about the whole package, whether you're hunting with good friends or with family, you know, the father and son, or even an husband and wife team. I think it's the all part and parcel of the experience, is to be out there enjoying it and sharing it with someone else.
Highland Hills Ranch in Central Oregon's Rolling Hills is regarded as one of the top hunting resorts in the country. Whether hunting pheasants in the lowland agricultural fields or heading to the top of the hills in search of chukar, it's a wing shooter's dream location.
The sage and the open flat sort of like tufted grass of this hillsides, it makes it, you can see the dogs on point. The dogs are a lot farther ranging, but they're holding good steady points, which allows you to get up and get into good position to make good shots. And it's a really nice contrast to being in the deep, you know, like Milo and the high wheat of the valleys. I think that it's a, you know, it's a nice contrast, and to find both in one location where you can shoot, you know, morning and afternoon, two such totally different terrains is a special bonus.
Somewhere. Yeah. Good wind, so they'll be back here. So let's stop right here and I'll put them out. Roll bed. And the girls are right. Roll bed. Now they're right behind us off the left shoulder. Whoa, whoa. Shoot it. Good job. Good job. Come on, go here.
You know, it was just beautiful. It rained last night. There wasn't any dust. And we flushed some birds almost immediately. It's wonderful. Just wonderful.
That's a great way to start the day. Come on, dog. Come on.
Good girl. Good girl.
Well, it's a grand morning. It's the first time I've been to Oregon. First time I've had a chance to shoot chukar off the top of the hill, and it was just great. The scenery was great. The dog work was great.
Go, Ben. Doesn't get the scent.
There you go. Good work.
The other one's wounded.
Yeah, he's dead. He's wounded.
Yeah.
You got it. You winged him.
Yeah, that person's winged.
There you go. Well, Molly's finishing off what you started.
That's right. Come right into a tail feather. Way to go, Molly.
Well, that's it.
Come on.
Good dog. Don't let that one get away.
A good dog will go a long way towards taking care of our occasional poor shooting, right?
No question. Make up for it any time.
Reminds me of Scotland, I have to say. It's very, very similar. You know, 750 to 3,000 feet, the grouse moors. Obviously, the habitat's a little different. The grouse moors are green from all the water, and you know, two gallons of partly cloudy every day. And the heather here, it's the sage and the tufted grass. And besides that, it is very, very similar. You know, you'd expect the red grouse to get up at any second.
Yep, we sure do. Yep.
Back this way.
Come on, hit, hurry.
Nice work, Jeff.
Yeah, thank you. Way to go.
Hit another double there.
Yeah.
Never seen chukar that are as fast and strong as the birds that we saw this morning. Great, just great hunting.
Good dog.
There you go.
Come on.
Good dog. Just the scenery on the top of the hill, and watching the dogs work and point, and then Ron had a Labrador that he would send in to bust the birds up, and it was really great work.
I've never hunted like that with the lab and the short hairs. And it was a spectacular experience. The guide sends the pointers in, and once they lock up on the bird or birds, then they send the lab in to do the flushing. And it's just remarkable. And then the lab, after the bird, you shoot the bird, the lab recovers the bird and retrieves it. So it was really neat. I had never done that before. It's a really interesting and different way.
Hunting resorts like Highland Hills Ranch offer the chance for hunters to spend time in the fields with family or good friends and enjoy the beautiful country.
This part of country, the topography, it's big open country, rolling hills, steep cliffs. We have the be fortunate enough to have a bottomlands with water running through it. We have just huge population of mule deer with great genetics, so we do some mule deer hunting in the early fall. We also do the wing shooting from that September 15th to March 31st, and it just allows us, because of the water, allows us to grow cover crops for the birds that makes them very prolific in their numbers in this part of the country.
You know, Oregon as a state, North American state for the wing shooter, it has 8 species of birds. Here at Highland Hills Ranch, there's 4. You have the pheasant, the chukar, the hun or Hungarian partridge, and the valley quail, which is a west of the United States quail species, one of the 5 subspecies of quail.
Oh, there you go, Chris! Nice shot, Chris!
The pheasant is shot worldwide. All of them are descendants from the Asian or Chinese pheasant. They weren't naturally in this country, and same as they weren't in Europe. They were introduced into Europe by the Romans, and they were a food source as such. Here in this country, they were introduced in 1770s in the New York region and came here to northern Oregon in the 1880s.
There goes your hun, Chris. Nice shot.
The Hungarian partridge, or the hun, was introduced in the 1900s. The bird is often referred to as the quail, the northern quail. It hunts very similar to our bobwhite quail in the south of that, often found in coveys, holding well for the dogs and presenting exciting flashes, where often guns the same way as the bobwhites defeat the predator, shooting the flock or browning the flock instead of picking out a single bird and shooting them. After you've broken the covey up, it's possible to move on then and shoot the singles, and the shooting gets a little easier. The valley quail is one of the subspecies of North American quail, very similar to the bobwhite. It flies in a totally different manner. It runs in front of the dogs instead of holding, and you have to pressure them to fly. In other words, you're a bit like the blue-scaled quail of Texas. They're prolific through California, up through Nevada, and here up into Oregon. They're quite an unusual looking bird, very dark grey blue, and have the prolific little top knot that, as I say, is the same as the Texas scaled quail. Very attractive bird, very easy to kill as such. You know, you don't need open chokes and a small shot, and light loads are the answer for the valley quail.
Oh! Nice double, Dennis.
I got a double, Chris.
Yeah, very nicely done.
The chucker, often referred to as a rock partridge, is a distant cousin of the red-legged French partridge in Europe. It likes the rocky, hilly regions, and the bird is hunted over dogs. They will run, but when they break, they're spectacular. They're hard flyers, and they do really make for some good sporting shooting.
Our climate is very mild, very temperate, and we're out in the dry, arid part of Oregon. The very neat thing about this part of the country is like we have, where we have the creek, we have irrigation. It's a mecca for game birds and all wildlife. I love the big vistas when you go up in the hills that you don't see anywhere else but in this part of the country. So it's a pleasure to be out here.